So here it is, our first tease to the next Xbox, codename Project Helix. And this was officially posted by the official Xbox account, by the way. But what do we know so far about this? So let's get straight into it. Let's head on over to the quotes here. So yes, it has been confirmed. Now, this isn't going to be the final name, by the way. Just remember that. But they go on to say this right here. So check it out. New Microsoft Gaming CEO Asha Sharma, who took over as the head of Xbox business last week as long-time Xbox boss Phil Spencer retired, has confirmed the codename for Xbox's next generation console, Project Helix. What do you guys think of the codename? And also confirmed long swirling rumors that the device will play Xbox and PC games. Okay, so here is the actual quote from her. Great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the codename for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. We'll see if it actually can lead in performance. Remember, Sony is right now working on the PlayStation 6. Now, looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at my first GDC next week. No details about when this would release or anything like that. But what about like rumors? So rumors about the 5th generation Xbox console and its ability to play PC games have been making the rounds for some time, though perhaps it won't be playing any first-party PlayStation games that make their way to PC, since Sony has reportedly pulled back on first-party PC support. And this might actually be one of the reasons, because they don't want it appearing on like an Xbox console. Now, IGN's Xbox podcast crew talked about the advice for Sharma on a recent episode in our next-gen console watch. Okay. But, you know, there's even more details here as well. If we hop on over here, this is Windows Central. Now, you got to remember the previous code names, of course, for Xbox 360 was Durango, and then Scorpio for Xbox One, and so on and so forth. But officially confirmed details remain scant so far about Project Helix. And the big question, again, is the release date. Now, when you look at something like the PlayStation 6, that's also, I think, a big indication as to what's happening within the gaming industry. You know, we've had RAM shortages. We've had, you know, GPU spike in terms of the actual price. It's been absolutely insane. You could think the data centers and everything like that. So I don't expect that this would be releasing anytime soon whatsoever. In fact, I think that they would be more in tandem with what Sony is doing. Sony, it looks like they're looking to actually release the PlayStation 6 2028 and beyond. 2028 looks like it would be the earliest for the PlayStation 6. And you know what? After seeing games like the recent Resident Evil 9 and things like that, I'm not like in a big rush for these next-gen consoles. You got to lay down a ton of money. I still feel like they could squeeze out as much as possible from this current iteration of consoles. I have no problem with saving money right now. That's all I'm going to say. So here's some additional details. So they go on to say this. From our reporting, we know it'll essentially be a gaming PC at its core with the Xbox full screen experience from the Xbox Ally handheld as its front end interesting. Microsoft is working around the clock to make the Xbox full screen experience for PC feel as close to a polished console experience as possible, taking the view that exiting out to Windows should be entirely optional. Now, also, I feel like a lot of these console competitors are also thinking about like the Switch and Nintendo and how to compete with that in terms of handheld. So I think that's on the mind of a lot of these console manufacturers. Now, as such, Xbox Helix will be the most open Xbox ever. You'll be able to boot up the Windows desktop from here and install other PC stores such as Steam, Epic Games, GOG, Riot, Client, Battle.net, and much more. In theory, you'll also be able to install Adobe Premiere, Streamlabs, and other content creation tools, and even coding programs and whatever else Windows 11 has available. Decades of software compatibility awaits. Now, remember, this is heavy speculation right now, but it seems like it could be actually legit. And, you know, you ask yourself, why wouldn't you just buy like a PC if this stuff is actually true? So that's also another really valuable point. Now, it says, but critically, will people actually want this thing? Xbox hardware has more challenges to endure than ever on this front. Yeah, they've really struggled in terms of sales, competing against the likes of like PlayStation and, of course, Switch. Now, assuming Xbox doesn't change its strategy on this front, it's hard to say how many units Microsoft can expect to sell of Xbox Helix without exclusive content. With Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable now going to PlayStation, why, if I'm a new user, would I ever buy an Xbox in a universe where PlayStation has access access to the biggest library of content. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma said in our previous interview that she plans to examine why Xbox has made the decisions it has made regarding things like this, so things could potentially change down the line. So I'm wondering if they're going to do timed exclusives here in the future, especially with something like Elder Scrolls 6. That's one way that they could sell this thing, is if they're like, hey, you know what? Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusively on this next Xbox. That right there would probably get people interested, especially if the Elder Scrolls 6 actually looks legit and really, really good. Now it says, but either way, armed with Steam and other PC stores, the Xbox PC Helix would have the biggest combined content library on Earth. It will be the only gaming PC that gives broad access to Xbox console games. Sounds like a compelling selling point for anyone who is already in the ecosystem, such as myself. However, for anyone who has yet to consider an Xbox, I'm not sure if it's enough to consider over Steam or PlayStation, especially if it's priced in line with other similarly spec'd PC gaming hardware. PlayStation is rumored to be pulling back from PC game releases too. That's actually confirmed as of recently now. Furthermore, it says Microsoft might be able to leverage its big contracts with component manufacturers to drive costs down. That's a big if. We'll see. Making the Xbox PC the most affordable way to enter a 4K PC gaming ecosystem. Again, like, that's a big if right there. I mean, I'm sorry, but some of these companies can be insanely greedy. We'll see if they could have a good price point for us, but everything is so damn expensive anymore. Like, yeah, but that's a good point. The price is going to be everything, and it's going to be interesting to see what Sony comes up with for the PlayStation 6 and then what Microsoft can pull off for this one, because the economy right now is in the gutter for a lot of people, and it looks like it's only getting worse. But anyway, that's a whole other issue. But that's a very pie in the sky assumption. Xbox Game Pass is no longer as compelling a unique selling point as it was previously. What, you don't want to play Call of Duty? Considering Xbox Game Pass now costs $29.99 per month for the day one's games tier. Although Xbox Game Pass has admittedly been on quite a tear recently, grabbing Kingdom Come Deliverance and Witcher 3 among others. I mean, those are really, really good games, but I feel like I can get those on sale, on Steam permanently pretty easily. Now, it says either way, there's little we actually know about Helix so far. Xbox CEO Asha Sharma was selected for the position based on her expertise for hyperscaling online platforms such as Instacart and Facebook Messenger. Don't forget, she also has a major stake in AI, which is like a major concern for even this next Xbox as well. Like, that is a legit reason to wonder and worry about this console, of course. And they say this, there are few in the space with such an impressive resume in this direction. She understands the needs of vendors and partner platforms and should have the knowledge to navigate gaming's complex relationship with social media adjacency, an angle Xbox and other legacy platforms have underexplored over the years, in my view. Okay. Then there's the whole AI discussion as well. The Xbox Ally X now has an AI-powered video clip curation powered by your gaming. Does anyone really care? It will also get AI-powered super resolution technology. Okay, so when it comes to like graphic potential, there might be something there in terms of like AI being able to scale the game to look better. We are seeing some stuff being done on the front with like, certain technology with NVIDIA and even AMD, where it's getting more and more impressive with what they're able to do. So only time will tell. We'll have to have like full-blown demonstrations what they can pull off here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this announcement, what you guys would like to see from the next Xbox. Again, I think the only thing that they have to consider, we've seen Sony pivot with what they're doing with the PC space. They're no longer going to take their big first-party titles to PC. I would not be surprised if Xbox pivots and they're like, you know what, we're really going to be careful about our first-party exclusives like Elder Scrolls and the like, and try to get people on this console. So yeah, and it's going to be the price point. That's also going to be another big discussion. But there it is, the news about the next Xbox. Let me know if you guys are excited or not, or if you're like, hey, I'm just going to like be on PC, or I'm gonna go to the next PlayStation because I believe in PlayStation. But yeah, it's gonna come down to the exclusives. It always has when it comes to choosing a console in particular, at least in my mind. And this current generation, I've spent more time to be blunt with you guys, on the PlayStation simply because of the top tier exclusives. Now, that might be changing simply because, yeah, I am very curious to see what Elder Scrolls 6 does, and it's still years and years away. So hopefully Todd Howard can pull off a miracle because they're going to need a miracle with what happened with Starfield and what they've done with, you know, the Fallout franchise. Of course, some people like Fallout 76 turned into something good, but we want like freaking single player, open world, narrative driven experiences. Go back to what you're good at doing. And I'm hoping that's Elder Scrolls 6. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned here for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.